Saudi Arabia's King Salman naming his son as the new energy minister. But what does this mean for oil? Joining us now, Prosper Trading Academy CEO Scott Bauer, who is down at the CME for more on this. What does it mean, or does it not really affect us?
You know, in the long run, it probably doesn't affect us. However, the big change or the big shift is that now the Saudi oil minister is now part of the royal family. So, you know, any decision making, anything that may happen in the future now comes down squarely on the family. And, you know, if there's any blame, let's say, to be taken down the road for some sort of action, it comes down squarely on the royal family.
We are seeing oil get a little bit of a boost today, Scott. Presumably the policies of the Saudi kingdom are not going to change. They want oil to be higher.
Right.
But the sort of conventional wisdom has been that they don't have nearly as much leverage as they used to. So even with this switch, are we going to see anything that's going to push oil higher out of Saudi Arabia?
You know, more than likely not. I mean, they're going to adhere to the cutbacks that we've seen. The gentleman that was just appointed, very well respected, been involved. He's been a member of the Saudi delegate to OPEC for almost 30 years. So very, very well respected. However, there probably won't be much of a shift at all in policy change. If anything, you may see a little bit more of a hardline stance towards the production cuts that we've seen, you know, in place for the last 6 to 12 months or so, and maybe some sort of push to get Russia and some of the others maybe to adhere a little bit closer. However, you know, there probably is not going to be much of a policy shift whatsoever.
Scott, what will a public Aramco mean for oil markets?
Well, first off, that is one of the big things here that you know, you kind of look at this and say, okay, a member of the royal family is now the Saudi minister. Obviously, one of the things on his agenda outside of getting those oil prices up is that's going to help the Saudi Aramco, you know, IPO or the push for that. So what does that mean, you know, for the general markets? Probably not much. It really doesn't, other than that the royal family really is going to control everything there, for better or for worse, but probably doesn't mean much in terms of production, in terms of, you know, global supply or demand.
And you were talking about the Aramco IPO, but also having the king's son be the new energy minister. Do you think he's going to continue what the previous minister was doing in terms of OPEC diplomacy, working, for example, with Russia to keep output low so they can prop up prices for oil?
Absolutely. And like I mentioned earlier, Julie, he's very well respected. He has a very, very good, solid relationship with the OPEC nations, with OPEC Plus, like Russia. So I think he will actually put a little bit more pressure on them to ramp up adherence to these pushback or to the cutbacks that we've seen over the last, you know, number of months.